So in this video guys, I'm gonna tell you how was I able to pass my 50k my funded futures account. So you can see this is my core account certificate that I was able to pass. So very first we'll be looking into the stats. So this is my past account. So wait, okay. So yeah, you can see this is the equity growth. So I purchased this account on 21st of January and I was able to pass it on 4th of February. So we can say that it took me about 2.5 to 3 weeks. So as you can see here on 21st, the day when I purchased my account, I had a winning day of $400, then $422, then $530. Then after that, the very next day, here is a problem, because this day on 26th of January on Monday, so I had incurred two losses which rounded up about $1,100 something. And then for the next day, next 2 days, I had been working on to recovering those losses. And after that, on February 1st of February, I had two winning trades. So what I do is I risk $500 on each trade, targeting a 1:1 reward ratio. So I end up making $500 on each trade. So here you can see is that on Monday I had two winning trades. On Tuesday here there is a problem, because on Tuesday I had a break-even day, because in the London to 6 a.m. session of New York, I had $500 loss. Then after the New York Open, I had another win. So my end up day balance was about positive $9. So on Wednesday, I had a 580 win. Because of that, I was able to pass my challenge. So now let's hop onto my Notion and I'll go through all the trades for you. So this was my first trade. As you can see, it was on crude oil on 21st. So I was bullish for that. As you can see, trading on to, this was the day, this white candle. Ignore this black candle because I take screenshots after the day I had traded. So I traded this candle 3 continuation trade. So I had this 4-hour SMT, I had this daily SMT with HO, which means that the asset was going to expand in my direction. So this was hourly sessions. So this was the daily profile was a London manipulation profile. So I was expecting CL also to manipulate. So this was the 10 a.m. trade. So as you can see here, the London was manipulating. So this was a London manipulation and New York continuation trade that I was expecting. Then after the 10 a.m. open, the H4 candle opened. So here there was a FVG and I was waiting for a candle 3 closure. So this was an ideal sort of candle 3 closure for me, because we had swept this low, and after sweeping this low we came back and closed inside. So as we were on 30-minute time frame, so I was looking on for a continuation trade. So this was the candle which closed inside. So we were trading the very next candle after that. So as you can see that here, this was CISD. After that, this was continuation 3-minute CISD. My entry was somewhere above here because a little bit of execution malfunction happened. So I was targeting a 1:1, and within two candles, like 1, 2, 3, 4, within 4 candles, my TP was hit. As you can see, it was I had entered about 10:54 was the time of entry, 3-minute CISD. Exit was on 11:3. This you can all see here. This was the journal. You can pause the video and read whatever is written. MNQ 22nd of January. Asset MNQ bias was bearish. So let's go with the chart picks. So as you guys can see here, we retraced down into this new week opening gap. Though we had some bullish signatures here, but I was seeing that price was not able to give us a follow through. After reaching this new week opening gap, the price was consolidating, and when price is consolidating, it is a continuation example, it is continuation signature. But what do we want to see is after that, after continue this after falling through into a consolidation, either we need a manipulation to sweep the lows and expand higher, or we need the price to break out the range in the intended direction and go higher. So what I was able to see was that price was not able to give us a follow through and closed inside the range, giving us a very bearish structure. After that, we can see here this was the 10 a.m. structure. I was able to wait for the 9 a.m. candle closure because that was important for me. So I was expecting some sort of 4 hour movement along the extreme high and extreme low of the range. So what I was thinking for that, as we are into a consolidation and we were near the range high, so I was looking for some sort of manipulation of the range high and going back into the range low or to the equilibrium of the range. So after waiting for, I see the very first and foremost important rule for me is that if I'm going to trade the New York session after opening, post opening session, then at that point of time, I'm gonna look at after 9:30 has manipulated and 10 a.m. candle has opened. This was the target. So here you guys can see I had a break even trade because yeah, this is YM. This was the new week opening gap, and this was the 6 a.m. candle. So this black candle here, it is a 10 a.m. 4 hour candle open to ideal closure from this fair value gap. So this was my M3 candle. Yeah. So this was the M3 candle CISD. So I was waiting for another CISD because I wanted more confirmation into the trade. So here you can see that this was a very tiny 3-minute CISD. Yeah, this is my trade with executions. So yeah, I had the swing trade. So yeah, this is my executions on 23rd of January on Friday on YM. So you guys can see here. So after following the previous day closure, this was the previous day closure, and this is 23rd of candle. So this was I was looking for a daily candle 3 bullish candle. Then this was the H4 candle. So this was 6 a.m. candle coming into this fair value gap. We had this SMT here, and this was an ideal closure. Also, I was looking for the 10 a.m. candle to go a little higher into the intended direction. Then this was the entry here because this H1 candle had a little bit of confirmation for me, though this is not the textbook ideal section which is very clean, but still I count this trade because I had this M30 candle closure. So because of that ideal candle closure of M30, I was looking for the next candle, the very next 10 a.m. candle to expand into my direction. You guys can see here, these were my executions. I had executed here with a very strict 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, and I had a win of $320 here. Day I had another entry on ES, the same bullish direction entry, the same entire analysis behind that candle 3, candle 4, candle M30, candle 3 closure. You guys can see here. But the thing on ES was that ES was expanding very bullishly. So I was able to capture a momentum. So this was the candle. This was a 10 a.m. candle because 9:30 candle was very bullish here. So this was the entry, and I had this was the entry, a very 1:1 risk to reward ratio, and I was able to get about $500 on this one. You guys can see I was bullish. So on silver, I was looking to expand for the 10 a.m. candle, and you guys can see that it was M30 candle 1 to candle 4 entry, but this because I'm very sorry I'm not having the M3 candle the 3-minute time frame execution, but you guys can see here the 10 a.m. candle I was trading, and the very next 10:30 candle was able to came down and swept the low. So because of that I was stopped out, though the market had gone into my direction. I would believe that I agree that the price action was not ideal and it was choppy at the time. It was very choppy at the time I was trading, but I was clouded because of I was not able to decide whether I had to trade or not because emotions were able to take control over me, and just because of the emotions I took this entry. You guys can see chop in chop, chop in chop, chop in chop price action, and this very next candle just swept through my stop loss. You guys can see here on 30-minute time frame, though this was an ideal 6 a.m. candle manipulation, then 10 a.m. candle continuation was the model I was trading. So here into this M30 fair value gap with this ideal candle closure with SMT. So this was the candle I was trading, but still we cannot say anything because a loss is a loss. NQ, yips. So you guys can see here, this was the candle. Here we had this 6 a.m. candle manipulation, and law of the day was ideally the law of the day was already formed. So I was looking for a very day. The daily candle had formed the low, so I was looking for the continuation during the London session and the New York session. So here, as we can see, that 6 a.m. candle came into this fair value gap and closed ideally as a candle to closure. So we were looking for this candle 3 expansion of 10 a.m. Sorry for the trouble. Yeah, so you guys can see this was a candle H1 candle 3 which we were trading on a trade. So here you guys can see on M3 I had this continuation CISD which I took, and it was a win, a very 1:1 win. Yeah, so see here, this was again we came into the as you can see, guys can see, this was 6 a.m. low of the day, a high of the day. So we were into this H4 fair value gap, closing ideally. So we were trading the 10 a.m. H4 candle 3 expansion. So on this 9:30 was the manipulation. If 9:30 is manipulation, then we want the price after 9:30 manipulation to expand into our direction. So this was a M30 candle 3. So we have got our narrative, and after that we have received H1 or M30 candle appearing into the direction intended direction. So we can see there was this ideal closure. So here I had my limit set, SL was here, and I was targeting 1:1. So I also was able to get 500 on this day. So on the very next day on 30, it was 30th of January. So on 30th of January it was a BE day for me. So just I win was on CL, you guys can see here. It was during the 6 a.m. candle. Wait, my bad guys, I feel like I have not taken the screenshots of H4 time frame. Yeah, so this is the M30 time frame, as you guys can see. So I was looking for trading back into the range. So there was a range that was formed after an expansion in CL on H4 time frame. So I had a very clear narrative of going lower. So this is M30 time frame, you guys can see here. So candle 1, candle 2, I was trading the candle 3, candle 4 continuation. So after this M3 time frame, I had this limit placed here, and within 1 2 3 4, within few candles I was able to get, it was an H1 candle 3 and M30 candle 4 transaction, candle 4 trade. I also had the same trade on RB also. So on RB what happened was that I had to go break even. I'll show you guys the same trade, same logic which was being followed. I'll show you the here the entry. See the same entry here, same logic was being followed, which was being followed on CL. Yeah, so you guys can see here my I had BE my SL because CL was able to get to my TP, but RB was not able to. And after seeing this candle close, this M5 candle closure was hinting me that the price could go and sweep my SL. So as I was able to get $500, I was not willing to get. Yeah, the entry was on YM, you guys can see. So I was looking for this daily candle to go into this drawn liquidity, because you guys can see there we were in a sort of downward channel with this range which was being followed, sweeping the low, sweeping the low, sweeping the lows. So I was looking for the market to go into these low resistance liquidity targets. So this was the 6 a.m. candle. We had this swing point, candle 3 close with a CISD of candle 2. So candle 4 was an expansion. I was also expecting the candle 5. Like we can get candle 4, candle 5, even candle 6 expansions, but you have to understand that whether it will work or not. So I had a narrative of bullish narrative on 4-hour time frame. Then here we can see that the H1 candle of 9 a.m. candle, it swept the lows, it tapped into this value gap and gave a very ideal closure. Because of that, the 10 a.m. candle was H1 candle 3, which we were trading. And same goes for the M30. We were trading the M30 candle 3. This was my entry on M5 time frame. You guys can see M5 CISD, and yeah, simple. So this was a win for me. I was able to get $500 here. Now going on to the next day, on Tuesday, you guys can see here Tuesday it is showing that I was up $500, but it is not. I was at break even. I'll show you. This is two. Yeah, you guys can see here on February 1 and 2. See, this is wrong. This is wrong now, because I was break even. Because if I was able to get $2,000 here and $1,800 here, but still my bank see the net profit is only and only of 3,000. It was a loss. So you guys can see it was an H4 IRL to ERL setup. I had written here with M30 candle to closure with CL. I only got into the see. This was a prior session to 9:30 opening. So you guys can see at London session the price was not very ideal. After this 3-minute CISD, price opened down here, and what it did, it just swept my SL, and after that it expanded into my direction. But still, I was like, okay, we took a loss and we should accept that. So then my next trade was on NQ with a win of $500. It was again an H4. We tapped into this. This was an old swing, so we swapped this old swing on ES and YM. But the 6 cm candle here had SMTs, so because of that, it was the very next candle was a candle 3 expansion on 10 am. Now after that, we can also see that M30 time frame here is also showing that after this London high of the day, we are looking for New York to distribute down lower. So the 10 am candle was the candle which we were trading. So this was my entry. As these were the SMTs which were also being followed, and yeah. So here was my TP. So I was net break even that day, and on Thursday it was a break even day. So on Wednesday I was able to pass my challenge. The trade was on YM, and I still remember it. I'll show you guys. This is yeah. This is the YM trade. It was during the London session. You guys can see that this was the trade I was looking into. I was having a very sell position. Okay. Yeah. So very first I would like to explain why I was looking for a sell position, because after a very long expansion, I was looking for a little bit of momentum downwards so that the price could retrace. Because after expansion, either price could consolidate, or it could that retrace, which is a continuation signature. So I was looking for that retracement. So after this candle, this was 2-3. So 3 am candle, it closed very ideally. It was an ideal closure for me. So I was looking for trade on to the candle 3 H1 candle 3. So after this on M30 time frame, this was also the candle 3 distribution. And lastly, this was my executions, and this was a win trade. My bad if I'm not having that. Yeah, sorry. I'm actually sorry for the inconvenience that I've not taken the SL or that screenshot of the TP. But still, you guys can see exit was on 418, and it was a win with $500. And you guys can see here that yep, this was a short on YM. It was 221 the open time. The equity was this till this point of time. So you guys can see here it was a win of $580, and after this win my account was passed. You guys can see here. Yep. So that was all for the time being, and looking forward I'll also tell you about the time on my funded account. When I'll be able to get a payout at that point of time, I'll put onto another video onto the channel. So till the time being, thank you for watching.